Hey everybody, it's the Deephaven community team back with another demo. It's week 2. First off, we're going to start with me. I'm just working on my computer on the side here. So I've been working on integrating Deephaven community with Jupyter. Got a, I'm going to start up a Jupyter Lab instance, and using Deephaven as a library, we're able to uh, start up our Deephaven server right in that server. Yeah, our server is started, and then I have to do some initialization Deephaven widget right now. Hopefully, I can up so that we pass in all these parameters. But now we're passing in the globals dictionary, set variables properly, path to server. Width and height is just the tables that we want out. And you can code. So I'm creating a table and then I'm just applying it. There you go. That's table as you would expect. And it uses our embeddable iframe how you would expect it. You can also just specify a different height for must have broken. There's the idea in Jupyter. But you can also just write in VS Code. So if I open a notebook here, I have a note. I have one styling thing that so right now I've got my environment initialized in Jupyter installed in environment that I'm code. First thing I'm doing is just adding a little styling that I'm hoping to again clean up and put right in the module so that you don't have to do that, but that just makes it look a little bit better. Server visualization and create. Go showing up right in. Cool thing about this that get all the autocomplete effect. For example, widget, an autocomplete and tells you that taking a table, and then there's some optional parameters passing as fill in 50. Um, so other thing you can also do is if you're like a table, for example, you get the whole autocomplete. That's all in VS Code. What I've got so far, and I'm hoping a lot use. All right, that's it for me. Next up, we have Jeremiah to show us using AI with deep as
Yes, yes. Let me share this. Okay, can I see it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, hi, my name is Jeremiah. I'm a data science intern at Deephaven. So today I'm gonna show you how to install Deephaven as a Python library on your local machine, and I also gonna give you like an example of how I like do data science project for especially like deep learning project using Deephaven.learned with like GPU computation. So so first of all, if you have like a NVIDIA or AMD GPU, you can follow like their website to like set up GPU accessibility in WSL. So I already did that. Then we run like um I would say sorry wait so yeah we can run ping install Deephaven server server, I think 0.14. I'm sorry. It's here. Sorry. So we can run this to install the dependent server. I already did this. So let's take a look at the script. Can you see the script? Okay, so for the first part, we basically connect the Deephaven server to port 8000. So I'm gonna show you later on, so we can access Deephaven IDE on the port 8000. So for the second, we are like, I mean the UGP logging must be hold like for every query operation in Deephaven. So we can set it to like set the auto login to true. So it gonna like automatically take care of like all the query operations for us. So we also for this part we also can check if the GPU is ready for use for TensorFlow. We run this command to check if it can be seen by TensorFlow. So for here, I import like a bunch of packages from Deephaven, also a bunch of packages from like Python. So for here, I just like use like arrays data set. It's a very common data science data set. So I did some like data precising and also like define the model. So I also define the function to train model, the optimizer, and also the loss function. Learn and I code the learn function to train the model first, then predict the value afterward. So we can so yeah we can run this to see like if the GPU usage is like goes up or not after we run the Python script. So for here, we run the script. It's successfully running. And we see like for here, the GPU goes up to 7, means like it's using like the GPU. Now we can go to the port. Yeah, we can go to the port 8000. We see like the predict table is over here. We have the right table, the class, the predict class. We can do like analytics here. I mean, it's a personal choice if you want to do scripting here or on your local machine. Now you have like more options. That's it. All right, thank you.
Okay. Up, we have Carson.
Excellent. Hi, I'm Carson. I'm another intern with Deephaven Community. So today I have a relatively small demo for you. This is more of a proof of concept than anything. So the idea here is to demonstrate that it is possible to get some Deephaven API calls working in both Rust and Julia. Of course, we don't have a Rust or Julia client yet, but this should demonstrate that it is definitely doable and not too complicated to write a client in either of those languages. So here we have, first up, the Rust client, and we can see that we connect to the server, create a client, and as you would expect of a Deephaven client, you're able to create an empty table, you're able to update that table, and then you can snapshot the table to get the data back. And if we run this example real quick, we can see that indeed it created our table, did the operations on it, and downloaded the data. So it is very much possible to write a client in Rust. Similarly, for Julia, we have something similar in which we create an empty table. We can update our table. We could print it out using the direct arrow flight call. We can take a snapshot of the table to get the data back, print out all the columns if we wanted to, And then if we wanted to, we could import a table locally and upload it to the server. So again, if we run the program, we can see after the GAT starts up that we do in fact get the tables that we expect. So this is what a client in both of these languages might look like. Of course, this is the bare minimum. There's 3 calls and it is nowhere close to usable, but it's a proof of concept. That's all.
All right. Next up, Devin demoing an easy not Parquet file.
Hey everybody, let me share my screen here. Entire screen. Can you guys see my screen? Great. Oftentimes, when I'm exploring data sets, particularly in Parquet, I want to spin them up and down really fast. And of course, you can do that in Deephaven, but it often involves writing some code, moving some data around. I was just hoping to use Deephaven application mode and some helper scripts around some Docker images we have to make it really quick and easy. So I've got a repository right here that's called Deephaven Parquet Viewer, and I will walk through this really quickly. But the idea is you can run a single script and point it to a file on your local machine.
Sorry,
Or
Devin, can you make it a little bit?
yeah, let me see. So the idea is that you can run a single helper script and point to a file that's on your local machine, which is just a wrapper around essentially what is this Docker command right here. And then it opens up, gives you a quick link to an iframe or the IDE. And so this is already being published right now, this image right here. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just demonstrate it really quickly. So what I've got here is we can go ahead and invoke the script with a Parquet file that I have right here. This is some public New York City taxi data from April of 2022. What I can go ahead and do is I can run this, and it's going to start the Deephaven Parquet viewer. What it's doing is this is an application mode in the background, takes in my file, and then it gives me out a URL when it's ready. So I can go ahead and open this URL, and bam, there we go, from command line to Parquet file in the browser in a couple of seconds. And of course, you can browse through this and look at the data. And this file is, let's see, about 17 million rows. If you wanted to be a bit more explicit about it, what you could do is you could use a Docker command. And in this case, I've picked a different file, a file that is the rplace data set. It's basically this command right here. It doesn't give you as pretty of output. It's actually our server's output. And we can see it starting, and now it's ready. And I can go back to the browser here, refresh this. And there we go. So there's the other Parquet file that's opened up, and it's about 160 million lines. And of course, we could scroll through it. Just really quickly to show off the code, because it is pretty simple. We've got a Docker file, about 20 lines of Docker file. It's depending on our version 0.14.0. It's pulling in an OpenJDK here. And then the important part is we've got an application mode pre-configured here. Let's see, which is simply some code that calls Parquet tools, and it's expecting a specific file mount location. And so that's essentially what that script that I just showed earlier is doing, or the Docker file command. So this is potentially a cool way to package up a purpose-built application and make it a little bit prettier with the bash script or the Docker file and deliver a pre-configured application mode script.
that's it for this week. Have a great week.